This is not a story about failure. It's a story about a man who got tired of surviving a life he never chose. Mornings began before the alarm, not because Oliver wanted to wake up, but because his body never fully slept. At 5:32 a.m., his eyes opened automatically. The ceiling fan hummed unevenly above him. The small rented flat smelled faintly of detergent and stale air. He lay still, staring at a thin crack in the ceiling he had memorized over months. His phone buzzed, a work notification, not urgent, still unavoidable. He stood up, feet touching cold tiles, and looked at himself in the mirror. His face looked older than 30, eyes tired, jaw clenched, shoulders already tight. In the kitchen, he drank water standing up. No hunger, just habit. At 6:10, his mother called. "You're leaving early again?" she asked. "I've got meetings," Oliver replied. His father's voice came through the speaker, sharp and practical. "Hard work only matters if it leads somewhere," he said. "Otherwise, it's just wasting time." Oliver said nothing. He never did. London woke aggressively. Trains were packed before sunrise. People walked fast, eyes forward, apologizing without slowing. Oliver worked in a glass office near Canary Wharf. Everything was clean, modern, and quietly exhausting. Screens everywhere. Conversations about targets, performance, and growth. He was good at his job. That was the problem. Being good meant being used. Lunch was eaten at his desk. Dinner was skipped or ordered without thought. Weekends were spent recovering, not living. His parents measured success in promotions. Friends measured it in salaries and titles. "You're capable. Why aren't you moving faster?" Someone your age should be further ahead. At night, Oliver lay awake, heart racing, replaying conversations that were already over. Sometimes he imagined silence, not disappearing, just not being measured anymore. The breaking point didn't arrive dramatically. It arrived on a Tuesday. Oliver sat in a meeting where someone spoke endlessly about alignment and strategy. No one listened. Everyone nodded, something detached inside him. Not anger, not sadness. Clarity. That evening he walked instead of taking the train. Across bridges, past office lights still glowing. The city felt loud but distant. At home, he opened his wardrobe and stared at clothes chosen for meetings he no longer cared about. That night, he wrote a resignation email. Short, polite, final. He slept deeply for the first time in years. Oliver didn't announce his departure. He sold most of what he owned, kept what fit into a single backpack. Clothes, a notebook, basic tools, a small knife, seeds. He left before sunrise. London didn't notice. Motorways turned into narrow roads into dirt tracks. Phone signals faded. Oliver travelled north, through open countryside, then further into places without signboards or schedules. Fields stretched endlessly. Wind moved freely. The sky felt larger. He reached a remote valley bordered by woodland and hills. No hotels, no cafes, just land. An old farmer pointed towards an unused patch near a stream. "You can stay," the man said. "Just don't damage the land." Oliver nodded. That was enough. Mornings began with light, not alarms. The sun didn't rush him. Birds didn't expect anything. Oliver woke on the ground, wrapped in a rough blanket. The air was cold and clean. He stretched, joints aching in a way that felt honest. He walked barefoot through wet grass. Dew soaked his feet. He smiled without realizing. Food was earned. He gathered roots, learned which berries were safe, watched animals to understand patterns, fished in the stream, trapped small game when necessary, not for sport, only survival. He cooked over fire, burnt meals, improved. His hands hardened, his thoughts slowed. He built a small shelter, improved it slowly. Wood, stone, patience. At night he lay beneath stars unseen from the city. No emails, no comparisons, no expectations. Just breath. Weeks passed, then months. Oliver's body healed first, then his mind followed. He ran freely through open land, not to escape, but because his legs wanted to move. He swam in cold water, sat still for hours, wrote nothing some days. Hunger made sense, tiredness made sense. Sometimes memories returned, his parents' voices, the city's pressure, but they felt distant, like old weather. One evening, he ate food grown by his own hands and understood something quietly. He was enough here, without proving it. A letter arrived once, from home. He didn't open it. He placed it into the fire and watched it burn. Not in anger, in release. Oliver stood on a hill at dawn. Light spread slowly across grass and trees. Nothing hurried. He breathed in, deep, unjudged, free. Oliver didn't leave the world because it was cruel. He left because somewhere beyond the noise, life was still simple enough to live.